Okay, so I'm going to talk really fast because I've got 5 minutes. This is our project in Oregon looking at concussion in high school athletes, and we have a handful of partners in addition to these. These are the main ones. I'll talk about them in a minute. Why concussions? Oregon has one of the oldest laws in the nation for concussion prevention, and what that is it means if a student athlete gets a concussion, they have to be medically released to return to sports to make sure that they don't risk second impact syndrome, which is a second hit to the head. It can produce a traumatic brain injury, or worse, it can kill you. We got interested in this project because one of the partners was aware that schools were collecting these medical releases, and with it, a lot of data on medical release forms that was sitting in coaches' office and manila folders across schools in Oregon. Nobody was collecting it, nobody was collating it or analyzing it. We wanted to know if we did that work, what would we learn? Pamplin Media Group, which is our partner, has 24 newspapers. A great number of them have sports reporters, so they had prep sports expertise. We really liked the youth engagement opportunities that were here and also thought the subject was really timely. This is what our collaboration looks like. John Trog, editor at Pamplin Media Group, and I'm the project manager for InvestigateWest. We work directly together. We supervise our own reporters. I do data analysis and web production, and he does design and production on the print side. Our partners, we have a national radio partner in Reveal who's doing in investigation with us right now. They're not committed to doing a story in the series, but they're running alongside us, along with the Agora Journalism Center. They're going to do engagement strategies. We started this really small because we weren't sure it would work. We did some research on the law. We did some review of what data was going to be available to us through these forms. We drafted a public records request sample, ran it by a lawyer, dropped it on a few schools to see what it would bring back to us, and then had some meetings about partnerships and roles. The records came back, they looked good, we were getting that information, no legal obstacles, so we hired a data analyst. We dropped 235 records requests across the state of Oregon, every public high school participating in sports. We added the radio partner through Reveal at that time. We got training from Solutions Journalism for our team, and we developed some cooperative branding and made a public announcement outreach kind of as an end run about anybody who might have privacy concern. We wanted to make really clear that we weren't asking for student information. All this information came to us redacted. We're only looking for data. Really soft rollout on social media in November. December. Started doing outreach to school boards and negotiation over the fees for the cost of the records, was getting tons of data back, did data entry and some fact checks. By January, we were reaching out to high school advisors, training some student journalists to work alongside with us. We developed 2 Facebook teams, or Facebook groups, one just for journalists, including the student journalists, and the other one for the public. Launched an engagement video, added a Spanish-speaking journalist, and got our first round of data to the analyst. While all this is happening, we had 2 reporters just working side by side doing just the 10,000-foot interviews. This is, as we did those, we recorded some for later use in podcasts, but this is how we organize ourselves through Dropbox, where we file all our transcripts and audio for our interviews. We use Excel to track all of our contacts, current science, related journalism, our own activities, and we also track story leads. All that 10,000-foot interviewing gave us 61 story leads, and in addition to the public records work. Before we even started officially reporting the project, we tagged them according to topic, sport, and story type. So as we develop a run sheet for what the package is going to look like, we can sort it and come up with packages that includes a feature, a profile, a solution story, whatever we want to run week by week. We look for a nice balance. February, launched the reporting, had a second team meeting. Our first data analysis was in. We were able to tell the reporters, this is what we're going to look at, and these are the space around it. We gave them their story assignments, let them discuss any overlap while they were in the room together, and they hit the ground with reporting. Somehow we did it in an hour. The last 3 months, we've been rolling it out. This is what it looks like for InvestigateWest. This is what it looks like for the Pamplin Media Group. Summer, we're just going to focus on some areas that we don't have time for while we're doing all this data collection while schools are in session. These are the tools we use. Happy to talk about them later. And lessons learned. Excel keeps me from forgetting more than I remember. I really, really mean that. We really like the way we front-loaded this nice and small. Learn that data is politics. Wish that we spent more time getting inside the wagons before they circled. Lesson learned. Have had to use a lot of political clout to shake this data loose since. The funding has been in short supply. We underestimated what this would cost, and I'm out of time, but I will talk about the rest at any point.